Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more 9-Rip. And, okay, so, somebody may have mentioned this in a couple parts ago, maybe, I don't know. None of these have gone up yet, so, okay. But it was, well, the issue that we had last time was because our insanity was maxed out, right? So we thought it was the move closer to the mirror thing or whatever. So I did mention that, so I went out on Otome Kitten's Guide and I was like, I think that choice is wrong because, you know, when I got to the Hanako section, like, it raised my insanity, and then when I got there, no matter what choice I make, I got the mother bad end. So I'm like, I think it should be the other one, which doesn't raise insanity, since when I tried that, I can manage to get past it. And Atomic replied, like, did you lie to the book about your name? And I was like, no, but the book thought I was lying. Because you have to put the capital. We didn't put a capital letter in my name. Wasn't thinking about it, just type my name. If you don't put a capital, it thinks you lied about your name. Because I was like, because she brought that up, she's like, did you give it a fake name? Because if you do that, or if you typed in her name with a lowercase m, like the main character's name if you're using Misa, you know, that maybe that's why it's maxed. And I was like, because she's like, I went back through and I did the exact same choices and I didn't get the bad end. And I was like, you know, I'm like, I put my name in the book, but it told me I lied to it, which I thought was odd. So I must not have put it. And I was thinking about it after. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I don't think I put a capital. We did not capitalize it. So I'm like, that must be the issue, because when I went back through and I chose the opposite choice for the mirror segment, I just pushed the default name for the character, which I'm assuming, I don't remember what happened, but I'm like, I'm assuming it accused us of lying again, because in that case we did lie. So yeah, okay. So yeah, so that was it. So it was the book. And so somebody might have said, I don't know what part I don't think it was the last part. I think it was the part before where we, you know, were talking to the book, and I was like, but I put my name in. So somebody might have been like, you didn't capitalize and that makes a difference. I figured it out. Thank you though, but I did figure it out. So that was probably the problem. But at any rate, our insanity is not maxed at this point because we did the other option instead of move closer to the mirror. And now when we go down Hibiki's right, so Otome Kitten did correct, well, not really correct the guide. She put the note in the guide that make sure you capitalize the M or the first letter of the name, whatever, so that now, because that does make a difference. It is case sensitive. And I get why the game's not going to tell you that, because, you know, figure it out. But yeah, it does make sense that it is case sensitive, like a password or anything like that, and that it's not looking letter to letter. It's looking for the exact thing you put in. So if you put your name in all caps, and then when you do the book name, you don't put it in all caps, you use title case, wrong. Or in this case, we just did all lowercase, but we put our name in title case, so of course it's gonna, you know, so there you go. There you go. It has to be an identical match. So that was the problem. It was the book. And that also explains why the book said I lied to it. And I was like, I didn't lie to the book, though. So why did it say I lied to it? I thought that was a weird thing in the game. I'm like, the game, why did you make me type my name in if you're going to just tell me I lied to the book? That explains that now. Again, I'm sure someone probably pointed that out a couple parts ago. But again, none of these have posted yet. It's still October for me. It's November for you when you're watching these, because I'm trying to get as ahead as possible for, you know, Christmas and stuff like that. So, normally we're never this far ahead. I think I'm pushing like maybe 3 weeks ahead now. Not quite, because I have to catch up on our other game. But, yeah. So I'm trying to get back to being the 4 to 5 weeks ahead that I used to be. Anyway. So that was it, but yes, so I'm glad I did leave a comment, though, on Otome Kitten's Guide to be like, I think that might be the wrong choice, because otherwise I wouldn't have known about the book, and I wouldn't have, I'm sure one of you guys would have made the comment or left the comment, so I would have known, like, later on, maybe when we get to Hibiki's route. I don't know, though. because I'm not sure when I'm going to get there, if that part will have gone up or if we'll be past that or whatever. So it's good to know that now. So I am glad that I left a thing. And this way, if anybody else is using the guide, they know, make sure you capitalize the letter because that's important. So anyway, yeah. So perfect. So we should now be we're back on our track for our good end, hopefully the fact that I kind of switched those doesn't make a difference because I'm hoping that the insanity is raised equally depending on what choice you make and not like lying to the book raise my insanity twice as what moving closer to the mirror would have. You know what I'm saying? Is there a way to tell what your insanity gauge is? Status. Okay. Okay, that's affection. Insanity gauge. Okay. Okay, but like this doesn't tell me anything. What does this tell me? So like I'm assuming you can see that Kureha's level looks high compared to Hibiki's. Like Hibiki is like less blue. Like his looks like it'd be going off to the left while Kureha's is going to the right. I'm assuming. You know what I mean? So that makes sense, but I'm not really sure what the insanity gauge is trying to tell me here. I don't really fucking know. Is it just because it's super fucking colorful? Or is it the line on the that bar on the bottom? You know what I mean? But then is it like, so I really don't. That doesn't help me. I have no fucking idea what it's supposed to look like. So, okay. Um, but anyway, I hope that it's equal levels of insanity. So then, like, we've at least flipped it because we lied to the book even this time around. But we did the opposite choice. So we didn't have the insanity from going into the mirror. So, otherwise, we'll just have to, at least now we know. And if I have to like stop and go through and skip through and redo all the choices again, I can do that on my own because nothing's going to be different now. So, anyway, after returning to the nurse's office with Kureha, I heard a familiar sound coming from my pocket. Wait, is this okay? Okay. Ah, so we got the call from our mother, but this time we answer. Okay, all right. I quickly pressed the answer button. Hello, Mom? Spacey, where are you? I'll be home soon. I'm all right. Are you? Please let her hear this. I'm all right. Just wait for me. The call was cut off. I tried calling back, but there was no reception. Were you able to talk to her? There was too much static, so I'm not sure if she heard me. At least I was able to hear her voice, though. I guess I should be thankful for that. I'm glad to hear that. Did hearing her voice calm you down a bit? Yes, very much so. I couldn't make out her words, but the tone of her voice alone told me she's very worried. I just hope she was able to hear that I was all right. For now, you should get some rest. I don't want you collapsing on me again. You're right. You wonder, okay, so all my stuff is here. Like, I got spirited away. But I'm assuming all my stuff did too, so it's not even like they're trying to look for me, they go to the school, they find my bag, my phone, and all my stuff, and they're like, oh my god. You know what I mean? Like, or is my bag, my phone, and everything just a weird otherworldly representation? Because the thing is, the school didn't magically disappear. It's still there. You know what I mean? So, like, Sayaka's still going to school. She's still at school. You know. So I'm assuming if we got, like, spirited away, did, like, our bag and our phone and all of our possessions kind of came with us. So they're like, she just disappeared, and maybe that's why my mom would be calling my phone. You know, I mean, that would make sense, because she's hoping that she can figure out where I am, but then if they try to use location services, they're like, can't find her, she's like nowhere, you know? Huh. Also, I still am now curious how they're going to make a good ending. Because, like, when we got to the point where, like, oh, I died, and I was like, okay, all right, well, I guess we're gonna stay here and then romance our dead boyfriend, and that makes sense. Okay, I wasn't too mad about it, to be fair. You know what I mean? I was like, that's really kind of sad. that like our family and Sayaka, like we just a bit left them behind. But I mean, like that's what happens when you die and it's sad. There's nothing you can do about it. But it doesn't mean it's not sad. But I was like, oh, okay. That kind of makes sense as opposed to us leaving our boyfriend behind. And like, how are we going to do this? So, still now curious how it's going to play out now. I went to pull up a chair, but... Oh, here. Come this way. Huh? Kureha? Kureha took me by the arm and guided me to the bed. And in case I didn't say this, when we go down Hibiki's route, we'll do it by the guide and we'll make sure we put the capital in her name. So, okay. So, I'm not sleepy yet. You'll be able to rest better here than on a chair. Well, I guess that might be true. At this point, I realized it'd be pointless to try and refuse him. So instead of lying down, I merely sat on the bed. This is enough for now. More than anything, I just need some time to think. I need to think about my future. The call from my mom made me realize it was time for me to address the situation. In that case, I'll close the curtains for you. Call me if you need anything. Wait. Kureha was about to shut the curtains, but paused when I called out to him. You said you'd be able to talk with me about my future, right? I knew that I'd get nowhere if I tried to come up with a conclusion on my own. Can I ask for your advice? Please? I hope you don't get the wrong idea if I say this, but it'd make me extremely happy to talk with you about your future. If you're willing to talk with me about these things, I suppose that means you trust me, right? Yeah, I think so. Well, wait, yes, of course I do. That's precisely why I want your advice. Because I trust you, I want to be able to rely on you for things like this, Kureha. After saying it that way, I was panged with a slight feeling I might have overdone it, but Kureha sat down beside me nonetheless. Oh, such an adorable CG. Look at his little arm around us. Oh, it's so precious. I love it so much. Huh? You said you wanted to lean on me, right? I didn't mean literally. Shut up, girl, and let us enjoy this. I get her, though. I didn't mean literally. I'm enjoying it, but it's a little embarrassing. I get it. But, like, goddamn. Just nuzzle into his neck. You can lean on me whenever you want. Anytime. Anywhere. Having interacted with Kureha for a while now, I realized there were parts of him that seemed off. But I don't dislike that side of him. If anything, I liked it. Well, if you're okay with it... Yeah, go ahead. I like when you rely on me. Being so close to him made me feel a little nervous, but it also warmed my heart. So, about what I want to do with my future, I explained to him all the issues I was having with my mom and about deciding what to do with my life. I also told him the details of the conversation I had with my mom right before I came here. I just want to know what I can say to make her understand. I felt like she wouldn't listen to me no matter what, and I can't stop worrying. Here's the thing, you got, like, spirited away. You're, like, now missing. So when you come back, I'm pretty sure she's going to be open to whatever the fuck you have to say, because she's just going to be so goddamn happy. You're not dead and you came home. So use this to your advantage. Seems a bit odd for this to be done over the phone. Huh? Really? Oh, this is just my opinion. No one talking about serious matters. It's probably best to do it face to face. Your voice alone might not be enough to convey all your emotions, and you can't properly get a reaction either. At that time, I'm sure my mother's expression toward me was just pure exasperation. But perhaps it wasn't fair of me to just assume a reaction, and I saw what he meant about my voice alone not being enough. Talking face to face with someone allows us to see their passion. I'm not totally familiar with telephones, so perhaps I don't understand, but... Not at all. You're making perfect sense, Kureha. I'm not that familiar with telephones. Died before the 40s because you had phones in the 40s. Okay, I'm just saying. You died before telephones. You know what I mean? I can understand I'm not too familiar with smartphones, but you know what a phone is. They had phones in the 40s. So, like, and then I'm just saying, if he wasn't part of the Divine Invocation incident, he's carrying around a sword. feel like the man's older than he thinks. You know what I mean? I've yet to talk with her face to face about all this, and I let myself get depressed from that single phone call. That single phone call was enough to leave me feeling, you must have been emotionally drained after all that. Yeah, that could be. No, that's exactly it. Thinking about it logically, I could see that it was exactly the case. It's a little hard to read the white letters, even though they've got the black border, but like on a mostly white background. like, like I'm doing my best here, but every once in a while my brain's like, what is happening? Like, talking all this out with Kureha really has helped me gather up my thoughts and feelings about everything. It wasn't as though the issue was solved, but I felt as though I had a better sense of direction. It's better than the red text. Kureha, I'm glad we could talk. Thank you so much. Oh god, both of those are so good. I feel like I'm glad we could talk seems like a really good, like, I'm glad we could talk. Like, thank you is like, yeah, thanks for being there for me. That's a great answer, but I'm glad we can talk. Just seems a little more personable. You know what I mean? Just a little more personal. Yeah, okay. Yeah, good. I've never talked on such a deep level with anyone besides my family. I'm really glad we had the chance to talk. There was a time when talking with my sister like this cheered me up. It made sense I could talk with her like that, but it was easy to talk with Kureha too. Oh, look at our little smile. When you put it that way, you'll make me blush. Oh, Kureha, I didn't think you were the type to be bashful about anything. Girl, have you not seen him blush like 40 times already? Come on. Come on now. I have emotions too, you know. But I only feel this way around you. Why only me? Isn't it obvious? Because you're special. This man has fallen so fucking hard, so I'm just actually amazed. Because, like, usually, like, okay, yeah, you've gotten clingy kind of, like, Hibiki seems a little, like, clingy obsessed. Like, he's dead, and then, like, you touching him, and oh my god, you're living, and I just want to follow you, and he's a little crazy. I'm used to that. But I don't think we've had a care, like, I don't know, I feel like it's been a long time since we have one that just, like, insta-loves you that isn't your childhood friend, who is also clingy, obsessed, and a little bit of a overprotective stalker. You know what I mean? But even the, like, insta-love kind of one, we don't usually get those first route. It's not like, your first route's gonna be, like, he's just like, no, you're special and I love you. Hi, what? I just met you. Yeah, but I've been watching you for a while because I've been dead, you know, because I'm a ghost, so, like. But you're like, damn, you really are lonely. I'm not complaining, but, like, you know what I mean? Like, damn, you move fast, though. But you're smooth, so, like, I'm gonna take it. Also, you know, I'm purposely playing a game where I'm going to romance ghosts, so, like, hell yeah, I'm gonna be into this. You know? I suppose if it was a character I didn't already, like, wasn't like, yeah, no, he's hot. Maybe I'd be like, you're getting a little close really fast, but I don't know. It's written well. I like it. I don't know. I do admit that, like, part of me is like, aren't we moving a little fast with the dead man here? But most of me is like, shh. No, we like it. Shut up. If he gave me a cage, I'd climb in it. Like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely not that type. Come on. He's a cinnamon bun. I see. He often said he was charmed by me, but hearing the way he said special made me think he was implying something else. I feel like he is too. No, that can't be it. That's not what Kureha means when he says special. I tried to deny it in my head so I wouldn't get the wrong idea. Thank you for talking with me. I'm happy we're a bit closer now. I think so too. While Kureha smiled brightly at me, I couldn't ignore the rapid beating of my heart. Ugh, I love it. You know, I feel like this is a really great route to start with, to be fair. You know? After finishing our talk, oh! Oh, Yui's the girl. For a hot second, I thought, oh, we were Yui? I forgot the main character's name is Misa. And I was like, wow, they messed that up. And then I saw it twice, and I was like, right, no, Yui's the other girl. Okay, listen, I played the other part yesterday, guys. Like, so it's not even like it's been a few days. Oh, my God. All right, anyway. After finishing our talk, Yui returned. I left her with Yui and went out to find the last of the Seven Wonders. And that's true, he doesn't know our name because he asked us not to tell him. I used to avoid hearing the rumors about them from other students because they frightened me. Now I regretted not listening. Things never go as planned. I needed to continue working hard for her sake. Based on her smile, I think I was able to ease some of the weight off her shoulders, but I'm the only one outside her family she could talk to like that. And thinking about what that means fills me with increasing joy. Did that mean I was important to her? No, I shouldn't overthink it. It only makes saying goodbye to her even harder. I should part with a smile. It's going to be a bittersweet, sad smile if I can't take my ghost boyfriend with me, or I don't actually die and get to stay here. Like, I was not disappointed by it when I thought that was where we were going. Like, wow, we died. Okay. All right. I needed to remember that. Otherwise, the expression on my face alone would have made it obvious. How terribly I'll miss her. Okay, so Yui hasn't told us about the cafeteria ghost yet, though. Technically yet, in this. Because we kind of jumped to that, and then we weren't ready. After my talk with Kureha, I thought about sleeping, but felt too alert. Okay, no, I think we're totally different. For a change of pace, I decided to go out to the hallway. Where should I go? I'd like to chat with someone if I can. If we get a map, I'm assuming we go see Kureha. Oh! Oh, I was hitting the wrong button. I'm assuming we... Oh, we did do this. We went to the staff room, didn't we? Did we? Go see Kureha. Okay. Yeah. Did we do this? No. Okay, but we went to the staff room once before, earlier. Oh, yeah, probably way earlier, before the library. No, we went to the entrance. Oh, the faculty room was way back in... Oh, shit, what did I do? No. I was trying to scroll and I accidentally hit frickin' Edge. Fuck off, Edge. No, Edge, go below me. I hate you. Go away. No, okay. Well, yeah, we did it back in, okay, now my guide is... Everything is being weird. In chapter 2. Okay. I was trying to then scroll... No, what are you doing? Why are you... Okay, Jesus motherfucking Christ. What is happening here? Oh, for fuck's sake. I just want to scroll my fucking guide, and... It is... Oh, for Jesus goddamn sake. Do I have to reopen my whole thing? I'm trying to scroll, and it's like, for some reason, the tab is acting as if it is, if I'm, like, putting my, because, like, my, like, tablet thing, if you put your index finger and your thumb, and then you use open and wide, or, like, scrolling it out, I'm just using a single finger trying to scroll up the page, and it's zooming in, zooming out, and I'm like, this is not what I'm trying to do. What are you fucking doing? To reopen it. Anyway, yes. Okay, so we haven't done here, but yes, we came here. Oh, whoops. Okay, well. Okay, that doesn't matter. Anyway, I peeked into the faculty room from the hallway and saw Kureha. Quickly, I went and opened the door. Kureha, there you are. Oh, what are you looking for me? Yeah, I wanted to chat with you. Huh. They always bring me such joy. If it makes you that happy, I'll come find you more often, Kureha. Kureha looked surprised. Then he averted his eyes. If that bothered you, I'm sorry. No, it's not that. Well, maybe it's a little troublesome. Which is it? Should I leave, or... Don't go! Well, okay then. Kureha seemed to smile in relief. No, because he's thinking, like, I love it when you want to see me, but that's gonna break my heart when you leave. So, like, aw. What's with him? Anyway, what should we talk about? We talk about school. Although there is an optional save here for voice completion. Probably if you want to choose Friends, Ghost Stories, or whatever. But since we don't have the voice acting on, that doesn't matter. Technically, yes, we could come back and see what he says about the other things. But, like, you know, we're not doing every single choice in every single option. You know. If you want to see what every single choice is for every single option, you should buy the game and play it yourself. There you go. Although already I kind of feel like this is one that I will like keep in my, like, because I take my Switch and my Vita with me, and I have like an extra little like Switch case that that holds games. And I always keep like some of my favorites in there, ones that I might want to like pop in and randomly play, like if I'm like, especially over Christmas or whatever. We're not going to be done with this game over Christmas, but I swear to God, I'm not opposed to just like popping back in and loading up and like playing his route with the voice acting on just to like, you know what I mean? Just to like, this is a game I can already tell. I'm like, yeah, no, this will be one that I might want to like pop in and replay, you know, as of now. But like, I always forget about it at the time. Like, in a year from now, I'll be like, what game do I want to? I'll forget. Anyway, Kureha, do you have a favorite place in this school? What classroom you're in? He answered immediately. Oh, because I'm there? Were you watching me all along? Not all the time, but I do go and look at times. It's interesting to watch you because of all the funny expressions you make. But please don't use me for your entertainment! Oh, I'm sorry about that. I didn't mean it in a bad way. It's enjoyable to watch you, that's all. It's kind of adorable. We're being stalked by a ghost. It's so cute and I love it. I should think it's so cute and I shouldn't love it so much, but I do. Perhaps it'd be better to say that I find your presence comforting. That's still pretty embarrassing, but I love it. So even after returning to the mortal realm, I want to continue observing you. That makes me kind of nervous, but I guess I understand. If it brought Kureha peace of mind, I guess I didn't really mind. Well, you're currently a second year, so it'll be a little over a year before you graduate. I might even cry at your graduation ceremony. Actually, I'd be really happy if you came to see my graduation. I hope you'll bring a handkerchief, and then you can just haunt me for the rest of my life. You can come to college with me. I'd be like, since you're not tethered to this school. I'm wondering if the other ghosts kind of are. I feel like some of them probably are just because psychologically they tether themselves like we did when we hit that bad ending, you know what I mean? But Kureha's already been like, no, I can wander around. I go to the movies with my friend. We go wherever we want. So it's kind of like, you could just come and haunt my dorm room in college. Listen, I don't mind having a secret ghost lover. It's okay. It's not exactly the ending I was looking for, but sure. A graduation ceremony with Kureha. I assumed that he was joking about crying, but I'd still be happy if he came. So now, like, you're gonna, like, don't worry, like, when I'm in class, I'll write little notes to you. I'll draw little smiley faces on the corner of my paper, put little highs, so he knows, and then the paper will rustle, like, as if there's wind and there won't be anything, and you'll know he's there, and you'll be like, people are like, what are you doing? Nothing. I'm just flirting with my murderous ghost boyfriend. Could you imagine if you remembered and you went back and Sayaka was like, oh my god, what happened? And you tell her and you're like, I meant Karakara. He's adorable and sweet and I love him. We're dating now. You'd be quickly shunned by everyone at school, but it'd be worth it. After saying goodbye to Kureha, I stepped into the hallway, heading to the nurse's office. Passing by the central stairway, thoughts of Hibiki filled my mind. I wonder if he's there. I continued climbing the steps, thinking about him. That was often where I found him, after all. Hibiki, are you there? Guess not. I reached out to touch the mirror, but hesitated. I wonder if I can actually go inside. Kureha tried chasing Hibiki into the mirror, but when he did, his hand got stuck on the mirror's surface. Curiosity gripped me, and just as I reached out... Oh, you're here? Hibiki suddenly emerged from the mirror, causing me to jump back. I just got here. Yeesh, he scared me. You look like you were reaching out to the mirror. Do you want to come inside? Last time Kureha tried to reach inside the mirror, his hand got stuck at the surface, so I was just wondering how it works, that's all. I see. If it was you, I'd give you permission to enter the mirror anytime. As he spoke, he stepped out of the mirror. Permission? What do you mean? This mirror is my world. Well, technically, someone made it for me. That's right. I remember hearing that a spell was cast on this mirror to create it, which is interesting. I'm sure we'll learn more about it in his route, but... That's why the others can't enter without my permission. Even as a ghost, I can't touch things, but this mirror is an exception. Touching it alone doesn't grant a spirit entrance. Oh, I see. So it's like your home, Hibiki. I didn't expect you to be curious about the mirror. but I'm glad you're interested in me. You want to try entering before you go back? Hibiki's mirror. 2. Inside the mirror is Hibiki's unique world. You cannot enter it without his permission. However, it was someone else who cast a spell on that mirror. I might be curious to go inside just once. I would be interested to see what your world is like. Come right in. Anytime. How about now? Maybe not right now. Oh, right. He suddenly looked rather downcast. Well... Someday, maybe. I just meant not right now. It's someday, maybe. Okay. I wonder if that's affection for him. No, okay, it's not. Okay, yeah. All right. If I find the opportunity, I'll pay a visit. I'll be looking forward to it. And if that opportunity doesn't come... Look, he looks all sad! I feel so bad hurting his feelings right now. I'm in love with Kureha, though. Like, I gotta be honest, I like them both, to be fair. So, like, I had a feeling he'd say that. Sorry. I didn't mean to trouble you or anything. I said something I couldn't really promise and gave you false hope. Sorry. But if that opportunity does come, I'll definitely try and enter the mirror. That's enough to make me happy. I'll look forward to it. I could have never imagined things would be like this when we first met. After all, I scared you that first time. Whenever I think back on what I did then, I regret it, even now. He was so happy just a moment earlier, but Hibiki began looking more and more depressed. I've said this to you before, but it couldn't be helped, right? You were just drawn to the charm of being near someone living, right? If you overcome that, then there's no need to feel sorry about it now. I don't know if I've really overcome it. Huh? I'm sorry, it's nothing. After saying that, Hibiki quickly slipped back into the mirror. I think it's better that you don't enter this world after all. Hibiki? Please forget our earlier conversation. Goodbye. He sounded rather upset. Did I say something to offend him? After Hibiki vanished, I was left mulling over the conversation again in my head. Back in the nurse's office, Yui greeted me as if she'd been waiting for me. No, okay. After you left, I went searching for the last of the 7 wonders, and I believe I found it. Oh, that's incredible! Thank you so much. So, what's this rumor about? I think this might be the last one, but, well, let me explain what I've managed to find out. She seems a bit uncertain. Yui cleared her throat and began to share the final rumor. Okay, so, yeah, it's the same thing as the girl. So then we go ask Kureha if we can go. Okay. So, alright. So it's the exact same thing. Yui tells us we go. The female student, you think I'm lying? And then she's coming swinging wildly. He blocks her. We should run. And then instead of, like, we fail, where then we get the bad ending. Okay. I ignored Kureha and picked up the lunchbox from the ground. I believe you. I don't think it's poisoned. She froze at my words. I think so, too. And I don't want to harm anyone. You just wanted him to eat the lunch you made for him, right? Her face slowly softened. Thank you. Tears welled in her eyes and began slowly streaming down her cheeks. I don't remember the voice we gave her yesterday, but that's okay. I wish someone would have believed me back then. If they did, I don't think I would have killed myself when I did. So you did that because you thought nobody believed you? She nodded, then looked up at the ceiling. When he ate my lunch, he just collapsed. Everyone blamed me and pinned me down on the ground. All of them screaming at once. They went crazy. Their accusations turning into facts in a matter of seconds. I escaped, but it was cornered on the roof. I felt hopeless. So with nowhere to run, I just didn't care at that point. The world seemed so cruel. How awful. Seriously, that's some fucked up shit. There's some, like, fucked up shit in this game, to be fair. Like, how all these people were, like, brutally murdered, or, like, you know, Hibiki hung himself to avoid being, like, sacrificed. She jumped off the roof because everyone thought she poisoned a kid, and, like, shit. I feel like there should have been trigger warnings in the game for, like, death and murder and like, anything like that, but fair enough. I think we kind of had to assume that there was going to be some, like, traumatic deaths with all the fact that our boyfriends are ghosts, so. Both the rumor and the truth, they were both so terrible and bleak. So you still gave lunches because I wanted someone to know that I was innocent and because I'm still waiting here for him. You see, he asked me out that day. Teasingly, I told him I'd give him my answer after he finished eating the lunch I made him. He ate too quickly and he choked. That explained why he suddenly collapsed. In that case, we'll need to bring this place back to the mortal realm. Hearing Kureha was brought back to reality. That's right, she needs to know. That's right, the school is in a different place. He won't be able to find you if we stay here. Can you help us? I offered the lunchbox back to her, and she wiped the tears from her eyes as she took it back. That's so sad. They assume she poisoned him, but, the thing is I bet, when anybody investigated, they're like, he choked, he wasn't poisoned. You know what I mean? So there's something strange about this red world after all. What do you need me to do? We need you to confirm that you're one of the 7 wonders of the school, and then tell us your name. I despise that rumor. I can't promise they'll believe me, but I'll do my best to tell everyone in the mortal realm what really happened. That's enough for me. Thank you. Then after a pause, I'm Kanako Sayaki, one of the 7 wonders. I think that's what it says. It's hard to tell in red, yeah. Poison lunch. The poison lunch turned out to be a myth. In reality, it was a genuine lunch made for the boy she had a crush on. The student's name was Kanako Sayaki. She still waits for the man she loves in the cafeteria. Thank you. With that, our search to find the 7 wonders of the school came to an end. You did well. I didn't even have time to get a word in with her. Sorry for not being more useful. That's not true. It was all thanks to you that I was able to have a conversation with her in the first place. When she swung at me, I might have been knocked out if Kureha hadn't been there to stop the blow. Thank you for protecting me once again, Kureha. Kureha smiled and nodded in response. I should check the printout. Maybe the last flower is colored in now. Kureha, do you mind? I stood up and pulled the printout from my pocket. I was like, it's not though. Okay, there it goes. The 7th flower is colored in! Congratulations! You worked so hard to get to this point. I couldn't have done it without you, Kureha. You helped me every step along the way. Before I could finish thanking him, I noticed Kureha's shocked expression. Following his gaze, I looked down at the printout. Now there's an 8th one? No way. There's an 8th corpse flower. So it's not just 7 wonders. There's an 8th. I'd assumed either the poison lunch or the forbidden room would be the last one. I never thought there'd be an 8th wonder. Also, okay. Dickish that the drawing didn't have 8 flowers on it to begin with. But, at the same time, then you would know that there was more, and this revelation is more like, now you're like, okay, we found all 7, and it's like, never mind, there's 8, and you're like, twist. Okay. Actually, the truth is, at that very moment, I felt a static shock down my spine. What's that? I turned around, and there, an eerie, solitary eye was watching us from above. Okay, wait. Oh, now we're in Kureha's route. Okay, all right. Yeah, so chapters. Okay, so the first 5 chapters are the common chapters. It turned out the ghost stories of the school, the 7 wonders, actually had an 8th and final mystery. Do we really? Kureha and I were both surprised at this new revelation and weren't surprised how to proceed. And weren't sure how to proceed. Well, my brain weren't surprised, bounced up instead. Ooh! Ooh, creepy! I didn't notice the silhouette that had crept up from behind me. Oh, and now she has a sprite and it's disturbing. Before Kureha could move, the wraith reached out to me and... There's just a P on the screen. Stop awakening the memories I put to rest. If you seek out the 8th wonder, I will curse you. The words that flowed into my head were cut off, and when I came to, I heard the sound of something falling to the ground. The thing that fell was a large bony arm. I felt a searing pain in my head and was about to collapse on the spot when Kureha grabbed me by the arm. He picked me up and immediately started running. He sliced her arm off. So all the wraiths could kind of look the same. So this doesn't necessarily mean it was the girl that Yui was speaking to, right? Because Yui was speaking to a girl who was pissed at her and then who turned into a wraith and attacked us, and that's the one that Hibiki broke her arm, right? But doesn't necessarily mean it's the same. It doesn't have to be the same girl. We'll find out. But it's interesting that this one said, "Don't wake them up." I put them to rest. And I feel like I'm wondering if that ties in somehow with my suspicions about Yui. You know what I mean? Like, she woke up because what if there were 7 wonders at her original? But see, she died back in the 40s too with everybody else. You know, it could have been in 1949, could have been 1948, whatever, 2 months before everyone else died. Who knows? But it was around the time of the Divine Invocation incident in 1949, right? But she said, "Oh, I invoked the 7 wonders of my school and then got sucked into hell and then died and then came back and then my father killed all those people." And we're like, okay, so her father could have been doing that. That could have all been true, but maybe she invoked the 7 wonders and maybe she's the 8th now. You know what I mean? But this was where the mansion was, not where her school was. Because I was thinking, like, what if she woke up all these spirits or whatever, and then this wraith or whatever was like, I finally got everyone fucking quiet, took memories away, like, so because of whatever she did. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just feel like there's, like, well, anyway, I mean, now we know there's definitely more to the story, because, like, this wraith is like, "Bitch, don't wake up this shit! I just got these ghosts down to bed. Quiet, don't wake them up." Like they're 8 toddlers. You know what I mean? Anyway, we flew down the stairs and entered one of the nearby classrooms. Kureha set me down on top of a desk, and he looked directly at me. "I'm sorry. I put you in danger, even though I promised to protect you." It's all right. You don't need to apologize." "She touched you in the face, but I don't notice anything different for now. How do you feel?" "Now, I still had a headache, but it was much less intense than before. But more importantly, that wraith, it touched my face? So the words that flowed into my head were, she said she would curse me to death." She just said curse you. I don't remember the death part, but Kureha frowned to himself. "When you were touched, the regrets of that wraith must have flowed into you." I don't think that was the remnants of her regrets." "Do you remember what the man called Seiya told you? When ghosts touch you, their thoughts relating to their regrets will flow into you." "But that message was directed at me." Kureha looked back at me, stunned. I, too, was still, trying to take it all in. She said it so clearly that if I looked for the 8th and final wonder, she would curse me and kill me. Look at his face. She said something about not awakening forgotten memories. I'm not sure what that means, though. Yeah, the memories that not to awaken the memories she took so long or worked so hard to put to sleep. "The truth is, I tried to grab the wraith's arm to pull her away from you, but she wouldn't budge. I ended up cutting off her arm with my sword." "Oh, then that thing that fell to the floor actually was..." When I regained consciousness, I remembered seeing something resembling an arm fall to the ground. The wraith's power must have been so strong, Kureha had no choice but to use his sword. And I'm just saying, again, I don't know if people were carrying around fucking swords in 1949, but I'm just saying. Seems pretty old-timey. "I'm sorry. I haven't even thanked you for saving me yet. Thank you so much, Kureha." Kureha didn't even seem to hear me. He remained silent, as though deep in thought. "When I cut off the wraith's arm, I felt a strange sensation come through my sword. something from her. I don't know how to explain it, but I was drawn to her, I think. Huh? You mean you're drawn to the Wraith in the same way you're drawn to the living? What if it's me from another timeline? I suppose the two could be similar. That said, I don't really understand all that about being attracted to the living. But you said you were attracted to me before. Well, yes, I mentioned that before, didn't I? Although I'm not attracted to you because you're alive. I'm attracted to you as a person. Oh, right. You did say that. Can we kiss now? Probably wouldn't be a great idea. In spite of the situation, I couldn't help but feel stirred up by his words. The attraction I felt's different from the attraction I feel for you. How best to explain it? For now, let's just assume the Wraith has done something to impact both of us. Kureha nodded. But what am I supposed to do now? If I go and look for the eighth wonder, the Wraith will try and curse me, maybe even kill me. Still, I needed to obtain the name of the final wonder, otherwise I wouldn't be able to return back to the mortal realm. Okay, so because he said the attraction isn't the same, so it's not like, because that's why I was like, is she like me somehow? Like I died and I got all evil and angry and like whatever, and I'm like, don't you wake them up! Like, stay here forever. Like waking them up is a bad thing. I mean, to the Wraith, waking them up is a bad thing. We think it's a good thing because then we'll be isekai'd back into our world, whatever, spirited back in a way. But like. But we don't really... So you think the path that we're on seems like the good path. I mean, obviously, technically for the game, yes. But, like, the idea of, like, what we are doing. We're going out. We're going to wake up all these spirits so that we can get spirited away back to where we were. But is that really the right answer? You know what I mean? You'd think, because, like, a god threw us in here and was like, here you go, have fun. So they want us to, like, go crazy, never return home, and then die here? Because that turned out to be a bad ending. Now, not to say that staying here is always going to be... But you know what I mean? You know, I kind of just feel like the point is not to die here and stay with our boyfriend, even though that's really what I want, man. You know? But that wouldn't be... Like, the whole purpose is to overcome her doubts and her fears and her, like... I don't want to say insecurities, but her inability to make a decision and speak to her mom and like just all of that stress and anxiety in that little ball that she's living in is to be able to overcome that and be like, look, I'm going to sit down, speak with my mom, tell her what I think, tell her what I really want, and then blah, 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 and have this discussion with her instead of just, I'm just going to cave and do what she says even though I hate everything. You know what I mean? So dying here and staying here kind of wouldn't be you wouldn't think would be the right answer. You know? Unless the whole point is for each path with each character, we're learning a little bit more about what's happening to us. And yeah, so technically we die and we stay with them because we're never going to untangle all those threads inside of us until the very end. The finale kind of route. You know what I mean? Then sure. But like, because I can't imagine, like, I don't know. I mean, this one's structured a little differently. You know what I mean? But each game, even if there's an overarching plot, there's always little subplots for each character or whatever. But the overarching plot does change a little bit at the end, depending on whose route you end up in. You know? So, but the overarching is us trying to unravel all that anxiety and stress and all that shit inside of us. That's why we're here, to work past all that. You know, and we kind of saw that. She didn't answer the phone with her mom. You know, she felt all afraid and cowardly and timid when the girl was swinging at her in the cafeteria. And then we ended up dead and our mom was haunting us. Right? But so far in the good path, we answered that call. We weren't afraid to talk to our mom. We sat down with Kureha and we were like, yeah, I don't know what to do. And he's like, you should talk to your mom, whatever. So we're trying to work through our problems instead of avoiding them. And then we were able to kind of stand up and confront the spirit in the cafeteria. You know what I mean? Like, she's gaining a little bit of the strength she needs to be able to face her real world demons as opposed to these actual demons. Even though they're not demons, they're ghosts. But you know what I'm saying. So I can't imagine that the ending would be like, I don't get there and I stay and I die and stay here with my boyfriend. But at the same time, that would also make sense because you're not going to unravel and figure out and solve all of your problems because each route isn't a 30-minute Scooby-Doo episode. You know what I mean? Like, it's a whole season long where, like, we have this problem and now I'm here. You know what I mean? Like, they're different paths inside of the larger whole, and the main problem doesn't usually get resolved into the finale ending. You know what I mean? Like, you get a little bit of answers when you go down other routes when there's, like, a main overarching. You're like, oh, we solved this little problem, but there's still the whole overarching problem going on. Okay. Because you know when you, after you go down each individual little route, you get to the finale, that ties everything up in a bow. So, I'm just really curious about this one because there's 4 different arcs. We're still dealing with our main problem. How are we gonna solve our problem in each route? But then our new problem is, now I have 2 problems. I don't know how to talk to my mom and tell her I don't want to go to the school she wants me to go to, but if I work that out, then I lose my ghost boyfriend. But if I stay with my ghost boyfriend, then I'm not answering my main overarching problem. But the main overarching problem might continue and, like, that, you know what I mean? Like, I end up dead and I stay here with Kureha and whatevs! Happy about it! Because the finale is where you tie everything up with your home, real-life mortal issues. You know? I could be okay with that. I'm just really sad I don't want to lose my ghost boyfriend, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, still, I needed to obtain the name of the final wonder, otherwise I wouldn't be able to return back to the mortal realm. Maybe we don't want to go back.
Let me try and discover the 8th mystery. The 9th may attack you. But if you don't, you'll die from staying here too long.
Kureha expressed my concerns out loud, causing my heart to feel suffocated by my situation. And to be fair, if I die and I'm on a bad ending, I might not know until we get there like we had yesterday. I know, but after what just happened, merely reflecting on it caused a chill to run up my spine. She kind of looks like a pissed off turtle, to be fair. Now's not the time to be mulling over things like this. But I can't really help myself. Like, it's creepy and weird, but you know how, like, little, like, super, super old tortoises have, like, their little leathery turtlenecks and have, like, the toothy little grins and then the giant eyeball? That's kind of what she looks like in a way. Like, you're like, oh, it's really actually, she kind of looks like a really old tortoise. With a bad wig on. It's Master Oogway with a wig. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you look at it that way, it's not as creepy anymore. Oh. Kureha then rested his hand on my shoulder.
All I can do is protect you, and I will continue to do so until the spaces return to the mortal realm. Given everything that just happened, I might not seem very dependable, but I promise to protect you. So please, I want you to trust me.
Of course I trust you. His gaze was as sincere as his unwavering tone. I should be happy, but his words seemed to carry a deeper meaning, one that filled me with dread rather than joy. Why dread? Because you're dreading leaving him? He's willing to sacrifice himself to save me. I could see it in his eyes. Oh, the dread of, like, you're going to sacrifice yourself and I don't want to lose you. Of course I believe in you, Kureha. I honestly don't know if I've ever known someone as dependable as you, but I want to be even stronger so he doesn't have to put himself in harm's way for me.
You look like you were about to say something. What is it? Please, tell me if there's something bothering you.
Oh, it's nothing. Kureha, thank you. I would say, like, I don't want you to sacrifice yourself because I would die if you weren't here. I want to protect you, too. The words echoed in my heart. I knew better than to say them out loud. Hearing those words would only make Kureha worry even more. That's right, Yet I got so caught up in the moment I nearly said them, but instead stammered off.
Got something you want to promise to?
My desperate attempt to find something to say seemed to have tickled him, because he smiled as he spoke. That's terrible! You shouldn't laugh at me. I've been through a lot.
I'm sorry, but I wasn't making fun of you. I can tell you care about me too. I guess I just laughed because I was happy. Forgive me.
Because he could tell I cared about him? His words made my heart quicken. Oh my god, we're so both in love with each other hard. I can't take it. I love it. Kureha can be so direct sometimes. I can't help but blush when he talks like that.
There's no need for promises on your part. I acted on my own volition.
Even still, I wanted to do something to thank him, kiss him. But I can't think of anything.
Kiss him.
I wasn't sure if it was enough, but I felt I wanted to say something to him.
Kiss him.
So he's this weird little voice in my head.
Kiss him. Kiss the ghost.
That's me. That's me. Kureha, you're so dependable and strong. You're someone I can trust from the bottom of my heart. Kureha lifted his hand from my shoulder and moved it closer to my face. Huh, is he... But then he hesitated, eventually putting his hand down by his side, because he doesn't... Oh, he's so sweet. He's like, I want to touch your face, but then I can't because I know it'll make you crazy.
Well, that was a joke.
He had said the same thing when he teased me the previous time, but this time was different. That was no joke. I could tell from his expression and the way he moved. He wanted to touch me. Why are you lying to me? I shouldn't have asked, but I couldn't help myself. I wanted to know. Kureha looked awkwardly away.
Your words made me so happy that my hand just sort of moved on its own. Sorry if I scared you.
You're like, no. I didn't think that Kureha wanted to touch me just because I was a member of the living. After all, he said he was attracted to me as a person. That's why he wanted to touch me. I felt confused, yet at the same time incredibly happy.
I must not allow myself to develop these feelings any more than I already have.
And we're like, feelings? What feelings? Do you love me? For some reason, his words left me feeling depressed, right? Because you're like, no, but I want you to love me. It's okay, we know how it's going to end. It hurts us a little, but not as much as her. I'm not scared. Do you want to stop? I'm not scared. I mean, they're both good. Like, I'm not scared. Like, I'm not scared of you. I'll take it. But also, do you want to stop? I feel like the I'm not scared is kind of to reassure him, but like also, I don't know. They're both good, man. It's I'm not scared. Okay. I guess the do you want to stop could be like, do you want to stop? Like, that's cool. As opposed to like, do you want to stop though? I guess I know you don't. You know, like, I hesitated for a brief moment. If I don't say this now, I'm not scared, even if you were to touch me. Kureha's face froze, a surprised look on his face. I still feel confused. I'm sorry. Please, forget I said that.
Well, it's too late for that. It caused my feelings to grow for you even more.
Kureha moved his face even closer to me. Oh my god, are we having this moment right now?
How will you take responsibility for that? Kiss him. Well, that was a joke. I wasn't thinking of making you take responsibility for anything.
Will you stop messing with my heart like this? You're so mean. That's terrible of you. Why do you always tease me like that?
You were toying with my heart earlier, too.
Ugh.
So please, don't say things like that to me anymore, alright?
Huh?
The deeper my feelings for you grow, the less I can control myself. I want to touch you, to feel your skin against mine, to feel your heart. As a man, I mean.
He is really fucking upfront, and I am here for this. There's none of this waffling around. I mean, he has been like that the whole game, but at least you're like, he's like, I'm attracted to you for who you are, and you're like, okay, whatever. Now he's like, I will want to touch you like a man. That's like, I'm not sure you could be more obvious.
I know that would cause you pain. I know I don't want to scare you. I'm not sure I'd be able to control myself.
The idea of interacting with him like that made my head spin in a good way. Probably also in a bad way, depending on where our insanity is. So, Kureha sees me as a woman. I understood his desire to touch someone for whom you have feelings for. Saya said that spirits overcome by darkness could harm my mental state, but... Kureha, you don't harbor any dark thoughts or regrets, do you? Asking it that way, I felt as though I was practically asking him to touch me. You were practically like, wait, let's think about this. You don't have any dark thoughts though, right? No. Okay, so I'm just saying we're cool. Still, I couldn't bring myself to tell him directly that I had feelings for him. God, I love this. So, like, however long the rest of this game is, however many more chapters, because I can't assume that we're getting, like, but we're, like, there already. We're already in love, but we gotta have the can't touch each other, and we gotta find the eighth one, so there's still gonna be some angst now.
I have doubts and questions, but no darkness. And yet, since you asked, does that mean it's okay?
I looked directly at him, silently nodding. Kureha slowly reached out his hand to me. He seemed to be reaching for my cheek. Oh my god. Finally, his cold, ghostly hand touched me. It made my body twitch. Sensing my reaction, Kureha quickly pulled his hand away. Oh! Oh, let me get a CG! It's like a little split CG, and I love it. I was like, when he was reaching out, I'm like, we're not gonna get a CG of this, really? But I reflexively grabbed his hand. He's shaking. This is so adorable, I think I'm gonna cry. It told me all I needed to know. He was shaking because he was worried about how I'd react. Probably also a little nervous because he really wants to touch you, but he's afraid to touch you because he's also dead. Don't worry, I didn't feel anything. That's not exactly true. I was finally able to feel close to him. I didn't feel anything bad.
Are you sure you're alright? You're not just saying that, are you?
You don't believe me?
It's not that. I'm just worried. I'm worried I might cause you pain.
His fear was palpable as he continued to tremble. I love the fact that he's a nervous little thing. Like he's just a shaky little chihuahua. This is so cute and adorable. My heart. I can't breathe, guys. I'm starting to fall for him. Starting? Jesus! The fact that he worried so much about me filled me with joy. I love the fact that they weren't gonna, like, wait till the end where we've been built. They're like, basically, we in love. Yeah, I mean, he's pretty much been in love with us from the very beginning. You know, but, like, I like this. No, it's not causing me any pain at all. The coldness is actually quite comforting. Oh, now we're smiling at each other and it's adorable.
So, well, I'm glad.
Kureha, I'm gonna try and discover the eighth wonder, so please protect me.
Yes, I will protect you until you return to the mortal realm. Please, allow me to stay by your side.
That should be my line. I'm the one who wants you by my side. Even though I knew we'd have to say goodbye someday, I still wanted to be by his side.
We don't have to. We could just stay here.
It was just as Kureha said. The deeper my feelings grew, the less I could control myself. Then in the next moment... Ow! I felt a sharp pain on my right cheek and instinctively covered it with my hand. That's not the cheek he was touching.
That was right where I touched...
No, it's not that. Kureha pulled my arm away and looked at the spot on my cheek where I'd felt the pain. It looked like our left cheek to me.
What is this?
Kureha seemed shocked as he looked at me, but the pain took all of my attention. A gaze. The door of the classroom was open. There was a red eye peeking through the crack. Then...
The final wonder. The more you chase, the stronger the curse. Until your mind lays rotting. Curse, sister.
You can do that, but, like, it's so easy to be kind of creepy with S's, but... The pain vanished in an instant to be like, it wasn't you, it was the creepy wraith lady. The wraith at the door was gone.
This is bad. We don't do something...
Kureha picked me up from the ground and tried to run out of the classroom. Unable to stop shaking, I grabbed hold of his collar as tightly as I could. I'm so scared. It was an immense sense of fear, unlike anything I'd ever felt before. What was going to happen to me? I don't know, but like, shit. Oh, we're going to his perspective. I was like, we better not be doing another chapter. We only had one choice. And the chapters can't be that short when we're in his route. I don't know how many chapters there are, but anyway. Because, like, even though I've scrolled to the bottom of the guide to write comments or see comments and go back up, like, I'm trying not to look. You know what I mean? Because I don't want answers. So, but anyway, we'll continue Kureha's route. I'm like, I love our romantic moment. Oh, my heart is so full. And then we got attacked by the wraith, sort of. I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.